Prosecutors are opening a criminal investigation into the blaze that killed 2 firefighters at an abandoned building at the Ground Zero site. David Schwartz is a criminal defense attorney and a former assistant district attorney involved with investigating high-profile arson cases. David, thanks so much for joining me today.
Good afternoon.
Now, this case, it started out just arson. It was a fire, tragic, but now everybody's pointing fingers at each other. The contractor, the fire department, government agencies. How do you actually begin with this investigation?
Yeah, I think the investigation is beginning the right way by the Manhattan District Attorney stating that he's going to investigate this case by taking out a grand jury number. This way he has the subpoena power to actually subpoena witnesses to the grand jury so they could figure out what's going on here. You have the contractors, you have the workers, you've got 14 federal agencies, federal and state agencies that were overseeing this project. It's a question of too many chefs in the kitchen. You know, who was overseeing this? The working conditions were very dangerous, and from what I'm hearing, that it was just a matter of time till this whole area between all the halogen lights and everything that was going on there caught on fire.
It looks like there's so many contributing factors here. You have cigarettes, possible cigarettes at the working site,
right,
a broken water supply system, and then firefighters, they got stuck in the burning maze because of extra sheeting and plywood. Does this all add up to somebody being criminally negligent?
It could. It sounds like criminal negligence. It sounds like the people overseeing the project, like the contractor, you know, but everybody has to be looked at. The workers, the people, the agencies overseeing this project. How did it get to a point where all the elements were in place that a towering inferno would take place, especially in this building at this time? And also the grand jury or the DA needs to look at, you know, the firefighters' response, why the firefighters were sent into this towering inferno. Were they actually trying to rescue people, or was it just an abandoned building? I think that's a big question, and that's why you need an independent agency like the DA's office investigating.
Well, that's an interesting thing you bring up, that the firefighters even went into this building. It's been vacant. It's been demolished. It was 41 floors down to 26. Why was the fire department even called in to put out the flames up there?
It's tragic. It's a little unclear as to whether or not there were people actually working in the building or whether it was a truly abandoned building. If it was truly an abandoned building and we sent, you know, our firefighters up there to put out this fire in such a towering inferno without saving lives, it seems to me that at least the procedures, I'm not saying they were good or they were bad or they were faulty, but at least an independent agency needs to look at the procedures used in this particular situation. And it's got to be somebody independent of the fire department.
David Schwartz, I appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
David Schwartz is a criminal defense attorney. He's also a former assistant district attorney involved with investigating high-profile arson cases, and he joins us today. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Melissa.
Let's start with what they're investigating. Are they investigating what caused the fire, or is it really about who's to blame for 2 firefighters losing their lives here?
I think it's an investigation soup to nuts here, Melissa. I think they need to find out what the cause of the fire was, first of all. Who caused it? Who's responsible? Is it the contractors? Is it the workers? Is there some other force responsible for this? And then also the reaction of the fire department and sending those firefighters up into that towering inferno if there was nobody in there to save. I think that's a real question also.
As you can imagine, in something that is as emotional as this, because of the site that it is and because we lost our beloved firefighters, 2 more of them. As you can expect, people are pointing fingers at each other. The contractor, fire department, government agencies. Where do you begin an investigation like this?
I think this is why, yes, the fire department is going to conduct their own investigation, but I don't think it can't stop there. It has to go to the DA's office. The DA's office is an independent agency, or the Attorney General's office, and they need to put all these facts together to see who is to blame in this particular situation. Of course, the city of New York, the mayor, the fire department, they're going to say what's politically correct in this situation and say that it's not criminal at this point. But that's why you need a DA to investigate.
Now, let's say there was found to be some sort of criminal negligence of some sort. You know, how do you even find it when there are so many contributing factors here? Cigarettes at the work site, a broken water supply system, firefighters who, you know, horribly are stuck in a burning maze of sheeting and plywood. But does that actually mean somebody is criminally negligent? In other words, do we have to find somebody to blame here?
you don't have to find someone to blame. This could be a complete accident. That's why it needs to be investigated. If it's just a simple accident, then it's not criminal, and then it goes into the civil arena. However, if there's gross negligence here, and if there are cigarette butts on top of halogen lights, you have to ask the question, who is overseeing this operation? This was the Deutsche Bank building in the World Trade Center site. There were 14 federal and state agencies overseeing this operation. This contractor, who hired the contractor? You know, supposedly that contractor was the only person who bid on the job, and they had tons of complaints against them. So you really have to look at a variety of factors.
David Schwartz, thank you.
Thank you so much, Melissa.